Hi everyone, I am live and I apologize for the late. I was having some connection issues, but I always find a way to make it happen. So right now, this is the early and less Ryan session, and I'm just going to welcome Mr. Les Ryan. And I'm really happy to talk about a specific topic right now. So let me just clear my space so that we are fully welcoming Les Ryan on stage. And going just to check on YouTube if I am live and audible. And unexpectedly, I was hoping to release the podcast episode before this session. But here we go. I will release that today as cherry on top of the cake. That's the podcast I was having with him 10, 12 days ago when I was in CETtalking with him last Friday on Friday 23rd of May. So I am audible and probably make the mic more near my voice to avoid the echo of the room. Thank you so much for bearing with me. Feel free to comment live on LinkedIn and YouTube. And this is an amazing session with Les Ryan talking about NeuroLanguage Coaching. And I have a surprise because now that I'm back in Brussels after the conference in CETtalking, I was able to buy his book, Fearlessly Fluent Fast, from Ryan Johnson. 7 simple neurolinguistic hacks to speak your foreign language in 3 months. Use everyday activities and build fluency fast, like children. Learn your next language fast, like a kid. And so learning Spanish, Korean, French, Chinese, and more. So these hacks and tips is applicable for any language. And I love so much this book that next session, next Wednesday, will be in fact kind of a book club talking about each chapter of the book. So, NeuroLanguage Coaching. While I am waiting for Les to join, Les Ryan, I am blessed to talk about NeuroLanguage Coaching. It's a way to use fully the knowledge of neuroscience, NeuroLanguage Coaching, using the brain. And not only the brain, but also the heart. So let me know in the chat what are your thoughts. And I am doing that live in my co-working space in the kitchen. Welcome, dear Les Ryan.
Good morning, welcome.
Good morning, my friend.
Good morning to you.
Good morning to you. Good morning to you, Les Ryan. Good morning to you.
Good morning, everyone. At least it's morning here where we are. And Oli, something interesting. Did you know that this song was written originally by two female teachers. Two interesting women wrote this song for their students, just like
Oh,
us. Yes. And
wow.
and they even copywrote the song. So they were
Oh,
getting paid for generational wealth years and years after they passed away. Their family was still receiving money for this song. So anywhere that song was sang, in any business, any restaurant, any organization, they would receive royalties through their
oh,
copyright all over the
wow.
world. Mhm.
That's a king song because no matter what, 60 or 200 years in the future, we will still continue to wish happy birthday to you. Les
Right, but
Ryan.
but originally it was called the Good Morning song
Oh, okay.
in order to help the students produce language in English. So it was a language
Mm,
song to help the students. Good
amazing,
morning to
amazing.
you. Good morning to you. Good morning, ravioli. Good
Ooh,
morning to you.
amazing, amazing, amazing. So I'm back in Brussels since already, in fact, 2 weeks, near 2 weeks that the conference was ending on Friday, and I can't wait next session to start the first chapter of the book club of your book, Fearlessly Fluent Fast, because
Awesome.
I was signposting each of the 10 chapters on my black sheet of paper. I shared to you the screenshot of it. I cannot wait to dive into that because then it will serve me to learn Spanish muy bien.
Yes, yes. Más mejor español. Uh-huh. Much
So,
better.
and
Mucho
here
mejor.
we have the ambassadress of the Spanish culture, Margaret Martinez. It's 5 a.m. for Jessica and Margaret right now. They are in US.
Good morning, Margaret. Good
Yeah,
morning, Jessica. And good morning, Margaret. Yeah, we have two of our listeners with us. And good morning to everyone that is listening to the replay.
yeah, exactly. And this was unexpected because I was thinking that I was planning to announce the session like 12 hours before, but 10 minutes before I was realizing, ooh, I was not making it stream. So I had to create the streaming to announce it in YouTube and LinkedIn 10 minutes before the show. So
Mhm.
So Jessica is saying this book looks fascinating, perhaps one to add to our whole household library. Yes, Les Ryan Johnson, fearlessly fluent, fast. And this is amazing because it's a book, so it's from paper, and Les means the forest.
It sure does. My name, Les, means forest in the Czech language, the one of the
Yeah.
Slavic-based languages. Thank you, Jessica. Thank you for the compliment. The book is fascinating because it takes the techniques that children use and help us adults apply them to learning a new foreign language. Mhm.
Hmm. We are with Ollie, Les Ryan, and friends, with Jessica and Margaret. They are both amazing. And indeed, it's a good title for fearless souls like us. We are warriors, the warriors of words.
That's right.
And
We're
what a blessing.
fearless warriors of words.
Exactly. So today we are going to talk about disabilities, but from now I'm going just to talk few minutes, 1 2 minutes about the chapters. So chapter one, think like a kid. Chapter two, use memory hooks. Chapter three, say it loud. Not going to make it loud right there because I don't want to.
Yeah, that was actually a throwback to one of the most famous entertainers using a memory hook. He says, "Say it loud," and then the
mm,
crowd responds to him in the song. So I use this memory hook and I say, "Say it loud. I'm learning out
say it
loud."
loud. Say it loud. Loud and clear. And
And we have to
then,
learn out loud like children. Children learn out loud. Okay, go ahead, Ali.
yeah, thank you. And then chapter 4, bug the mess out of people. Can you explain more about this expression, bug the mess out of people?
Yes. Bugging the mess out of people is what children do when they're learning out loud. So, have you ever been anywhere new with a child? Any new
Yeah,
experience?
yeah.
They will bug the mess out of you asking questions.
Oh,
Hey Ollie,
indeed.
hey Ollie, why is the sky blue? Yeah, yeah, but why? Hey Ollie, how does a car work? Hey Ollie, I like your beard. I like your beard. Can I have a beard too?
Ooh, you are too young for that. Wait 15 years. You will have a beard in 15 years. Okay. Thank you so much for sharing. Then chapter 5, learning from your favorite shows. Yeah. Chapter 6, breathe in the language and culture together. That's incredible. Chapter 7, keep your ears on. That's essential. Listening is key. Then chapter 8, how to stop procrastinating. That's a chapter that is really important for me because time flies. Chapter 9, methods for lightning fast fluency. I will go that, Mr. Spock Star Trek. Lightning fast. Like, buckle up, my friends. We are going to light speed. Then, last chapter 10, the 5 fluent brain habits. With the hand, by the way, the sign of the hand. Yeah, 5. Give me 5.
You know,
So,
Jessica says bugging the mess out of people is what my children have done with me in the last 24 hours.
ooh,
I love
thank
that,
you.
Jessica.
Yeah.
Jessica, let me tell you, people would hate when I would learn a new language around them because I would do the same thing. But guess what? I was the fastest learner out of the group of adults because all I
Ooh,
did was copy your children, Margaret. Oh, no, Jessica.
exactly.
All I did was copy your children, Jessica.
Yeah. And I love how do you also integrate some pictures. You have text, but sometimes you have some emojis. So it's really amazing, really inspiring, and I cannot emphasize more this point. Think about things differently,
Ooh.
changing perspective. Like, whoops,
Ooh.
exactly.
That's it, Ollie. You did exactly what I want. That's what kids do. That's
Exactly.
exactly what kids would do. They would turn the book upside down. Now you're thinking differently because it produced an action. Ollie, you are a genius.
Thank you. In fact, it was the motto sentence. I think it was the first year or the second year, I don't know, but was Terry Real, I think, or Terry Small. I don't know. I think it's Terry Small. And that is also in the brain. And he said always, you are a genius. Tell to your neighbor, you are a genius. And that's it. Because we are genius. We are really bright. Lots of
Mhm,
ideas, by the way.
mhm,
So
mhm.
yeah. So now that I was talking about the book, we can talk about what we planned to talk. about disabilities. For me, it's really important because right now I'm going to share my screen to showcase two amazing persons. One recently shared his disability. I was not thinking he was disabled, but he is. And hope that I can, oops, enable to share my screen. So I'm just going back a bit of a technique.
Mhm.
So before
Oh,
yeah, okay,
I
yeah,
think I also need a permission on my chat to when I respond to Jessica or to Margaret. I think our chat is private, but I'm not sure if they can see it when I respond.
not yet, not
Okay.
yet.
Okay.
So here, I will show here Dan Harris. So I'm going to be more like sharing full screen. Feel free to connect with him. He's also the parent of the Jochi man, who is an
Mm.
autistic child. But he was sharing recently in one of his posts, that he was disabled. So here, disabled people,
Mm.
that's a comment he received after his post. Disabled people just want sick days. So he was sharing his disability because we don't see that. But when he was young, a bus was crushing his feet.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
I'm sorry to
and
hear
so
that.
yeah, essential to notice that there are disabilities that are visible and disabilities that are invisible.
It's so true. It's so true. Not everyone's disability can be seen with the eyes. Mhm.
Exactly. And the next one that I would like to share, and her disability is not seen on screen, but she has a wheelchair. Her name is Sharon Byrne, and she's having the Rise Ability logo and business. And she helps parents and elevate your potential, physical mobility limitations, and independence, transform your life. So that's really essential. What are your thoughts?
Mhm. Mhm. Wow. Sharon seems to take disabilities that people would normally look at as a negative, and she's trying to make it rise up and turn it into a positive. Um, Ali, when people reach outside of themselves to help others with something like this, that is truly a special person. And it takes what we're learning from here and it puts it down here into the heart. And because she's letting these people with disabilities, she's allowing them to affect her heart and take action, right? To lift them up. I find, and she has a hot air balloon there on on her homepage, which also tends to hot air rises, right? So she's also bringing them with her and bringing them up, improving their quality of life, improving respect and admiration for them, and also helping them. There's a famous quote by a very wise man. He says, when you light a candle, do you hide it under a basket? He says, no, you set the candle up on the shelf for it to light up the whole room. And I feel like her hot air balloon is elevating these people with disabilities where everyone can see them and their light can shine as an inspiration for other people with disabilities and normal people without disabilities as well. Um, I found something similar in one of the people on LinkedIn. I don't know if you can look it up on your side since you know how to do it on this platform. His name is Jim Quick.
I
Jim,
was just
Jim.
thinking about him. I was just thinking
Mhm.
about him.
Yeah, Jim Quick. And his last name is spelled Kwik. Jessica says that this little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Exactly. I feel the same way. I feel the same way, Jessica. Let our own light shine, right? And help others that may have a more difficult time letting their light shine. Also elevate them to a point where their light can shine as well.
Exactly. So tell us more about your disability because it's not visible.
Hmm, hmm. So for me myself, I also have a disability, but in English it kind of rhymes. It's an invisible disability, right? So invisible means you can't see it with your eyes. But my disability is called in America EHS. In Europe, they call it EMS, and it's it's a disability that affects the nervous system, and unfortunately, it also affects my memory, my short-term memory. Of course, as we know, if you read my book, then we will talk about different types of memory in the brain. The brain has about 4 or 5 different types of memory. You have episodic memory, which is like the movie. You have where your brain will play back memories like a movie or like an episode. You have semantic memory. Semantic memory deals with your facts, figures, and numbers, names of places, things like that. Semantic memory. You have your procedural memory, or your what they call like your a working memory. You also have your muscle memory. This is what babies struggle with when you're teaching them to feed themselves with the spoon for the first time. And they will end up with the food all over their faces and on the floor and all over them. However, in a short time, they will use this muscle memory to then even look at cartoons and eat their cereal while watching cartoons, right? And of course, adults are even driving their car and eating at the same time. They're using their muscle memory. And then there's another memory that is often overlooked, and we call it the secret door, the secret passageway. When you're in the castle and you're in the large room with the fireplace and the library, and then you will go to pull one of the books off the shelf. It's a secret door, and the secret passage opens in the library. This is called, in your memory, this is called the olfactory senses. Your sense of smell generally is the secret door to memory that your brain uses to hook onto language and other things as well. Mhm. So you have long-term memory, short-term memory as well, and this disability affects my short-term memory. So it makes it more difficult for me to learn names. At our NeuroLanguage conference, Ali, that we just attended, I had to remember over 100 names, and it was so difficult for me because of this disability that I have. And so, yeah, so it's generally referred to as electromagnetic hypersensitivity, or EHS, or in Europe, EMS, which affects the nervous system, the brain. Your brain is your central nervous system, right? And also the memory and things like that. It makes it more difficult to remember words when you're learning a new language, like a Slavic based language or a Latin based language like Spanish. Yeah. So, anyway, I'm sorry to talk so long about that, but many people don't know about it yet. Many people suffer from this, and they're trying to find the solution. And it took me years to actually find out what was happening to my body. And once I found out, then I got it diagnosed, and then I
Mm,
can treat. I could treat it. I'm actually in therapy, getting different therapy treatments to treat the condition as well. Um,
mm,
let's see here. Margaret says Jim Quick has a powerful story and amazing abilities that he shares. Yes, he sure does. In his story, he talks about how he had a brain injury when he was about 9 years old. I think he said it was like around second grade level, something like that. And he was actually in the classroom at school when he got the brain injury. And from
mhm,
that moment forward, he had a lot of difficulty remembering things and moving forward academically through his educational system. And he has made that his life's work to help normal, everyday people with their brain and improving themselves to become limitless.
mm.
Um, he actually has a book out called
That's it.
Limitless.
That's it. Exactly. That's the title of his book, and I think it's really um, something that I crave to see for this generation and next generations is to really ask kids to be kind with themselves, to be really not judgmental, not bullying, because there are many lives and hearts that are broken through bullying at school. And imagine Jim Quick having this enormous pressure to be told from teachers, this is the kid with a broken brain. And with the last name Quick, which is Kwik, but it's like sounding like fast, and
Mhm.
having this pressure to already deliver fast, 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 quick, quick. And
Mhm.
I really believe, my hope, my craving, because I was a kid, I was also bullied because I was in my bubble. I was having my own challenges, and I was like 14, 13, 14 16 years old, and I was not doing well, even with kids like 6, 7 years old. That was even kids could bully me. So it's really for me to be the advocate of the kids, especially the kids that are difficulties. And
Mhm.
yeah, and so also I want to honor Margaret because she has an amazing daughter. Uh, Her daughter's name is Harmony, and I love how she chose the name Harmony. It's like as if my dad chose my name Olivier as a reference to the olive tree, the tree of peace. So my daughter knew my voice because I read 4 books a day. Wow, amazing,
That
amazing.
is
Well
amazing.
done,
She now
Margaret.
reads at a college level and she's in middle school. Wow, that is a big accomplishment. Thank you for sharing that, Margaret. Wow. I think that's something to aspire to for all young people these days because I notice with my son, he doesn't like to read. And when I was his age, also, I didn't like to read much. Many people are better at audio learning than visual learning, and some people are better at kinetic learning with movement. But I know I'm more of an audio learner, so reading has been difficult for me much of my life. It wasn't until I became an adult that I was able to master that skill. And Jim Quick also talks about that. He has a reading program.
Exactly, exactly. But in fact, you were really awakening me about something that is really I was not paying attention really lately. The sensitivity about electromagnetic fields.
Mhm.
And so I will always remember, like we were on this hotel to film to stream our podcast offline, and you said to me, "Look, that's a Wi-Fi stuff, Please find another spot for that, because it's, and for me, I was not aware about that, but I know a friend who is my friend and mentor since near 10 years right now, and she also is sensible to electromagnetic field. That's why she always asks me when I'm with her to make to place my smartphone in the plane mode, so that I don't have electromagnetic signal from the cellular antennas to my smartphone. So
I
it's
see.
really, it remembers me about, you might know this guy, Lloyd Burrell, Burrel. He is also really sensitive about electromagnetic field, and he developed a lot of programs to help people that are also sensitive to EMF, EM.
Mhm,
Yeah.
mhm.
So thank you, Margaret, and thank you, Jessica. It's a session like 20, normally 20 to 45 minutes. So we are approaching at the end already. I don't want to keep you hostage because we are all having agendas.
Mm.
So, what is your message to those that has disabilities but we don't see them?
You know, my message is very close to what we've heard from Margaret and Jessica this morning. She has a little heart on her message there. We 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 have a heart right back to you, Jessica. She talked about kindness
Mhm.
and being kind. She says, "I appreciate your kind words about my daughter." And I would encourage us to elevate our kindness to others, because all disabilities cannot be seen with the eyes. I know for me, I actually relied during our conference together. It's in person, it's face to face, it's a physical meetup. And even though you can't see my disability, it my disability is physical. Here within my home environment, I don't have any wireless signals. Everything is through cable. You could probably see the cable on my microphone. My computer is hooked up to the internet through a cable. So I don't have Wi Fi. It affects my life because everywhere we go these days, um, I am allergic to something in everyone's pocket, and that's their mobile
Mm,
signal, not the mobile phone itself. Because, like you mentioned, Ali, if you put it on flight mode or airplane mode, then there's no signal there, and I'm okay. But the signal, the wireless signals, is a form of electromagnetic radiation, and that is what will trigger a medical response in a person's nervous system. So that means I cannot have a mobile phone. How my disability affects my life is I can never have a mobile phone signal. I I have an iPhone, but I can only use it through cable. So I have a internet cable and I plug it into my iPhone, and now I can use the mobile device with no signal because I can hook up the cable. So I can never use a mobile phone. I can never talk on the phone normally. I cannot have a microwave oven because the microwave oven uses a wireless signal to heat the food, uses electromagnetic radiation. I cannot have Wi Fi. Like you mentioned, we were in the hotel and we were recording the podcast that we're doing now in the hotel. And we wanted to get into the corner because I noticed that the wireless signals don't like corners. They don't go into the corner, they tend to bounce off and reflect off the corner. So we were headed to the corner, but guess what they put in the corner? The hotel on the ceiling, they put a Wi Fi transmitter. So they put a wireless signal in the corner, and so we couldn't use that one. And
yes.
I relied on Ollie's kindness. So thank you so much, Ollie. Thank you so much for your kindness to me. And Ollie put his phone on flight mode, on airplane mode, and he says, "Oh, okay, this corner isn't good. Let's go to another corner." And he was so responsive and just so willing to help. And I just want to thank you so much, Ali. Thank you for your kindness and for your presence, not only in my life, but also in everyone else's life. I saw how much you were touching other people's lives at our conference. Here, Margaret and Jessica, you're able to touch their life through your podcast, and also our other regular listeners that we had last week as well. I think it was Henry, right? And
Yeah, yeah.
the gentleman that always he always listens in. I forgot his name though. See,
Jeremy Bortic, I think.
Jeremy. That's
Jeremy.
right. Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, but I do that because I'm empathic and I don't want to cause you pain. Although I don't know, let me know if it's when there are so much vibrations of electromagnetic field. Is it
Mhm.
pain or is it like draining your energy, like nervous system?
It unfortunately it is very painful, and it is draining later on, after the effect, after my body creates this medical response, this chain reaction. It drains me, yes, but at the
Mm,
moment it is very painful.
yeah,
Unfortunately, it's nothing I can control. I just can't control it. Just like a person that is allergic to peanuts, when they have a peanut, they have what's
yeah,
called an anaphylactic shock, right? Their throat
yeah,
swells, they can't breathe. It's a
exactly.
medical response. Yeah, it's the same exact
Yeah.
way. You just can't
And
see it.
maybe there is a device that blocks all these signals that you can wear as a necklace, like superpower. I'm protected.
Yeah, I do wear protective clothing. They do make clothing that is
Oh,
helpful for shielding some of the electromagnetic radiation and some of the levels
ah,
of EMF, what they call EMF, electromagnetic frequencies. So they do make clothing, and I have to wear it anytime I go out. So you may see me on some of the pictures wearing some strange looking clothes, or
no,
I
but
try not
it's
to make
great.
them look strange.
It's great because nowadays it's really challenging because there is the Wi-Fi, there is also the Bluetooth, there
Yeah.
is the 2G, 3G, 4G, 5G, and very soon also the 6G probably will come out, and the microwave, the screen, the TV and laptop screen is also emitting vibrations because I was aware about the lamp, the LCD. I don't know if the LCD, but the LED,
Mhm.
but the
Yeah.
fluo compact, the some fluo compact lamps
Mhm.
were
Mhm.
emitting waves.
Uh-huh. Also
So yeah,
LED, LCD, but also LED, Oli. Uh-huh.
wow. So it's
Yeah.
it's really far from the classic ones with microwaves and Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, and yeah, we never know. So it's really imagine it's like being in a space and then entering in a room. It's like as if it was radioactive, and that your body's ooh, ooh, less non grata, like less Ryan non grata, qui, like persona non grata. To say that my body reacts to this environment, and it's really you are super sensitive then.
Yeah, yeah. I'm trying. Like I said, I'm receiving therapy for it. I found out. Oh, let me see. Margaret says yes. You can attach it to your phone. Yes, yes. And then let me see here. Is Jessica still with us? She says she's getting ready
No,
for her day. So that
yeah,
and thank you for this lovely start to her day. She needs to get the kids up and ready. Okay.
yeah.
Salute to you there, Jessica. And Margaret, you said understanding EMPs, you must definitely learn EMF. Thank you for that. Yes, yes, I totally agree. Um, yeah, we appreciate that. Thank you for that kindness.
Mm. And for that, we need advocates. We need because I don't know what I don't know. I, w- um, I was not imagining that was causing so much pain for people. So there are disabilities that we don't see. For instance, this one. Do you see right now? This is a bit like in the right side, and I see the light and I see the shadow. But if I say that, if I do, I see it's obscure and light, but I cannot see you. I only see from the right eye, the left eye. So that's something.
Uh-huh.
Even a friend, I was never telling her until like probably 10 years ago, and she was not imagining. She was seeing that I was a bit like the eye was a bit like outplaced, but
Right.
it's not visible that I have a blindness handicap.
Right, right. So you have a disability with your vision, with your physical
Yeah,
vision. We have different forms of
exactly.
vision, but with your physical vision, I see. I see.
Hmm.
Did you know, Ali? Did you know that sharks in the ocean,
Hmm.
sharks, because the light where they're swimming many times is very dark. Did you
Hmm.
know that they actually use their electromagnetic senses to know where the fish is to bite? They can feel they
Oh,
can literally sense the electromagnetic field around the fish because they can't physically see it because it's so dark. And
yeah,
they
and they
still
are.
can
Yeah,
know where to bite their food.
yeah. That plus the blood is like we advise everyone to approaching a shark to not have any wound in the body because one drop of blood will stress and irritate and activate them. So
Mhm.
imagine I have a wound that I'm not aware. There is a drop of blood, and then a shark can smell over millions of liters of ocean the blood. That's how they are knowing there is a buffet à volonté. When there are sharks or predators that are eating a fish, they are ooh, there is bon appetit. There's an
Wow.
opportunity out there. Also the bats, but the bat is for echolocation. They are
Mm.
projecting sound, and for that they are able to see in the dark and to map the space through their sound.
So Ali, because you have a disability with your vision, now your sense of smell like a shark and your echolocation like a bat is increasing.
Maybe I don't know. Maybe I have superpowers that I'm not aware of. But my superpower is my heart. I have a big heart, and it's really to realize that we are all different and to elevate humanity together.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we are going to the end, but the end is a new beginning. See you next Wednesday for talking about the first chapter of your book that was published on January 2025. So it's quite recent.
Yes. Yes. Recently released, and I just recently released an updated version. Everywhere books are sold. Amazon is a great place to grab a copy, and we have bonuses, free
Yeah.
bonuses that are there. There's also a discount for the services over at fluentbrain.me, and
Mhm.
everything is going great there. And we launched another platform called Stan Store. Stan,
Mhm.
Stan.store/fluentbrain.
Yeah.
Great
The
location.
bonus. Yeah.
Stan.store/fluentbrain.
Yeah, exactly. You have a lot of references. It's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's and
over 20 years of research and experience and interviews are included there within the book. Over 20 years worth.
wow, indeed, that's amazing. I cannot wait to dive into that. And
And
what
by
are
the way,
your last?
I don't mean 20 years of other people's. I'm talking I look young, but over 20 years of
Oh
language
wow.
experience here as an adult.
Well, I have 48 years of language experience from my first mama, mama, mama. So I'm a veteran. I'm 40 years old. So I'm 48 years old. So I have 48 years of language experience.
Oh my goodness. You know, one of our listeners mentioned that. She it was Margaret. Margaret said that when a baby is 25 to 27 weeks old in the womb of the mother, that they are starting to hear sounds from the external environment outside the mother, and they're creating memories of those sounds.
Well, yeah.
So,
So that I
so
can say already. My birthday is in 18 days, but I can say already 49 years of experience because if it starts from the womb of my mom. So 49 years. I just added a year.
Oh,
Uh,
that's funny. That's funny. Ollie, I don't know if you remember, but at our conference, because you told me you had a disability with your eye, with your right eye
mhm.
on your right side, I was also trying to keep this in mind with you because your kindness to me, I wanted to also show kindness to you. And having that in mind, always to be on your left side where you can see
Mm.
me, or always trying to do things on your left side is more comfortable for you. So next time I will also, maybe include others in that and say, hey guys, can we stand on this side? Because that way you can feel more comfortable where you don't have to constantly move your head like to look around.
Yes, exactly. I cannot wait to see you. And I cross my fingers that it will be even before the 10th anniversary, because why not to be having few days in the Czech Republic to discover
Ooh,
who you are? Why not? So I cross my fingers that I can have opportunities to travel, to be of service, to help elevate through French and new language coaching. My mission is to impact this generation and the next ones so that this and the next generation will not have to go and to endure what we've been enduring since years and decades in the 20th century.
that's right. That's right. That's so kind of you, and that's a super good heart. We talked about at the conference. All you need is love. All you
Exactly.
need is love,
I
love.
I was really having tears in my eyes because I was knowing that it was the end. The end. And yeah, it's like I was emotive during the previous sessions, but this one was really a peak of emotions because what I lived during these last 3 days and even before the evening before, and sometimes also the after party on Saturday, it's something that I don't live often in my life. So thank you so much, Les, for being present in my journey. See you next Wednesday to talk about the first chapter of the book.
Awesome. Bye for now, Ollie. Bye for now, everyone. We'll see you next week.
Thank you.
Hasta luego.